Let me start by thanking everyone for posting their questions and making this video possible. Let's begin. If someone's a big earner, do they get more leeway with the rules? I would say yes, because in that life, money talks. And a big earner is able to get away with more, as well as have decisions go his way, especially if he's kicking large sums of money up. This person wants to know if a member's permitted to do business outside the family, and reference a scene from The Sopranos. Yes, a member can do business outside the family, as most business takes place. And keep in mind, The Sopranos is a TV series and not reality. Was Anthony Rinaldi considered to be an associate of Anthony Guzzo? Anthony Guzzo married his mother, and although Anthony always badmouthed the kid, he was considered Anthony's associate. During your time, were you aware of the close relationships between administration members of different families, and if any of their kids married? Most administration members of other families know each other, and some are even good friends. As far as any marriages, I didn't know of any. Did you ever meet Lucchese members John Capra and Elliot Porco? If so, what was your opinion of them? I met Johnny Hooks, didn't know the other guy, and have no opinion. Any thoughts or opinions on John Gambino? Did you ever have the chance to meet him or people that spoke of him during your time? I never met John Gambino, and I've dealt with guys that were close to him. Most guys respected John and his brother Joe. Following an induction, are there members of the family that don't know about it? And were there members of the Lucchese family that you never met and didn't know? An induction ceremony is not something that's announced, and there'll always be guys you don't know or didn't get a chance to meet. Was there ever a time that you partnered with an outsider, an associate of someone, with funds for you to lend out and gave them a piece of the action on a weekly basis? Absolutely not. I've lent an associate money, but never partnered with anyone while in the loan shark business. Is the Bronx crew of the Lucchese's still a large crew? I honestly have no idea. When I was in that life, I didn't have much to do with the Bronx crew, and not sure what they're up to today. What kind of hobbies did you have when not in the company of your former friends? My main hobby that I always seeked when not in the company of people was peace. And besides that, I used most of my free time with whoever I was dating or going out with different women. It sounds like you had a very long stretch when you were in prison. How did you simply pass the time? Aside from sleeping a lot, I exercised, spent time outside with the guys, cooked, and read a lot. Typically, most guys get into a routine, which helps them pass the time. You have to try to keep busy in there. It was strange, but I never used a watch. I could tell the time just by feeling it. Another prison question. The guys who were involved in the life, when they were sentenced, did they have an easy passage once in prison, or was it a free-for-all once inside? In prison, everyone's equal, and how someone does his time depends on them. Did you know or have any dealings with Jackie Cavallo? Do you know his current status? I never met him, but knew who he was, and I don't know what he's up to today. How much power did the commission have over a single family? When would they ever step in? The commission functioned as a sort of board of directors, except it was the mob and not a Fortune 500 company. And they made their decisions based on votes and essentially, as a whole, had power over all the families. They'd step in when everyone was in agreement to do so, but usually left it to the boss of a particular family to handle his business. When Gaspipe had Patty Testa killed, what was his brother Joey Testa's thoughts and position when this happened? Why didn't he try to get revenge for the death of his brother? You're asking me what a person's thoughts was. I have a hard time keeping up on my own and have no idea what was on someone else's mind. I'm sure he wasn't too pleased when he learned that his brother was killed. Why didn't he get revenge? He was a little busy doing a life sentence and wasn't released until April of 2024, when Gaspipe was long gone. A few people said that Frankie Lastarino should have warned Patty and stashed him someplace. It's easier said than done. There's a lot more involved. It's a dangerous situation. Gaspipe was known to have guys walking on eggshells. by tipping Patty off could have easily backfired on Frankie. Personally, I think he should have chanced it. Sent word to Vic and put a crew together and waited for word to hit gas pipe and anyone close to him. But none of us were in Frankie's shoes, so it's easy to be a Monday morning quarterback. One person left a comment that according to other commentators, they said when Roy DeMeo walked into the Ravenite, all conversations would stop. Look, I wasn't there, so I can't say for sure, but during my time, and I've been around a lot of guys, I viewed them all as equal. We all had the same capabilities. Was it a mistake to send an associate on such a high-profile hit, such as the one on Gas Pipe? The answer's simple. They had the option to do it themselves and chose to send Jimmy Heidel. What saved Gas Pipe is one of the shooters had his gun jammed. The following are questions that were sent to me. Can you blame the Lucchese's Bronx faction for disliking the Brooklyn faction? Can I blame them? No. Historically, it was the Brooklyn guys who killed guys from the Bronx, not the other way around. Nevertheless, they did accept it. It's a treacherous life, so acts of treachery is considered normal for some people, I guess. Another person wanted to know if the Brooklyn-Bronx rivalry took place in other families. It's possible, but it's always been an issue within the Lucchese family. I've heard you answer on more than one occasion that you didn't go around counting people. What exactly do you mean? I'm often asked about the numbers of crews, guys in a crew, or how many associates a crew had. To know these things, you had to be a person who took notice of the amount of guys that were around. Maybe there are people who do. I didn't. For me, it didn't matter. If you haven't liked this video yet, please do, as it helps with YouTube's algorithm. And if you'd like to show your appreciation for videos like this, or help me to continue making videos, you can do that by donating with the Super Thanks icon down below, or through the PayPal Cash App links in the video's description. And for the final question, what skills or knowledge, if any, were you able to take away from your time in the mob that you continue to use today? I really didn't learn any skills from the mob. If I possessed any, I entered that world with them. The knowledge I took away is as follows. Everything is not what it seems. Giving respect doesn't mean you'll receive it in return. People have much different definitions when it comes to honor. Loyalty should be the name of a one-way street. Rules only apply when they're convenient. Reputations are judged by people with poor ones. The biggest ass kisses will succeed. Mistakes don't count unless they're yours. And a pat on the back is marking the spot to put the knife.